Hi and welcome to this webinar, Proloquo2Go, Making It Work for You, brought to you by the Spectronics Consultancy Team. Now my name is Amanda Hartman, I'm a speech pathologist and yes, that's right, I am a self-diagnosed iPad junkie. I've been working for 14 years and during this time I've had the privilege and honour of working with many children and young adults with disabilities, and I have thoroughly enjoyed the journey of being able to help so many of them, their families and their schools, work together with them to develop systems for their communication. One of the things I've learned and it's certainly enjoyed to do is that combination of using technology and sign language and symbols to get that successful communication. And I think it's so exciting, the new sphere that the iPad brings to our work, and it's certainly exciting to have something like Proloquo at our fingertips as a fantastic communication tool for the people we're working with. So if there's a few things that you can take away from today, I hope that you can feel my enthusiasm and my passion for what I do. I certainly do love it, and love the opportunity to share some of my ideas and inspiration with you today. And really the endpoint goal is that you can get communication really working for communication really successful using Proloquo. So it's all about making it work for you. Now, here's the big questions. I'm answering all of them today. Well, here's the first one. People always say, what does Proloquo mean? Where does it come from? And I think it's kind of cool. So Proloquo is actually speak out loud in Latin. Yeah, I like that because that's exactly what we want it to do. We want Proloquo to help our kids to speak out loud and shout it to the rooftops, tell us exactly what they think and feel. And of course, the to-go bit just means that it's a portable thing. So, you know, the name encapsulates it all. We want kids to be able to speak out loud and take it everywhere they go. So that's fantastic. Now, Proloquo has been around for a little while, and one of the advantages of that is that we can have a fantastic website, or we have access to a fantastic website. So if you go to the Assistiveware website and to the Proloquo section, you'll see lots of really great information and news and videos and updates about the new versions that are coming out. You can also, and this is the important section, go to this download section, and here you'll see you can access manuals and tutorials. Now this is where you will get all the nitty-gritty, all the step-by-step instructions, all this really specific information that you might need if you're having any difficulties programming your Proloquo. I'm going to give you some instructional tips during the webinar, and they may help you, but if there's anything that you need more information on, this is where I encourage you to go to today. Alright, so let's go back and just have a little bit of an overview think about Proloquo and really what we need it to do, because we're setting up something that's going to be the primary goal is that this is going to be a communication tool for the person we're working with. Now, the good thing is Proloquo is so flexible and customizable. So just like any communication tool you pick off the shelf, it's not going to be ready to go. You as the team need to think about how you, after you've set it all up, how you're going to model this this new tool of communication, okay? Because the people that we're working with need to hear what all the messages mean. They need to work out why it says what it says and how it works, and it's by us modeling that regularly that they'll see that. And so if we can use things, present things to them consistently and really persist with it, that's where we're going to get some successful communication, because we've provided so many opportunities for them to see and hear how Proloquo is useful for their communication. So that modeling is really important. Now, as a team, this is where all of this customization comes in. As I said, you can't pick up something off the shelf that's just particularly ready for the individual. You need to specifically design the vocabulary for them so that it meets their needs, exactly what they need. We need to have vocab that's frequently used. We need stuff that's relevant to their life and meaningful to them. And also motivation is a really important thing. So just remember this, as you are planning activities and planning vocabulary for Proloquo, you need to consider, is it engaging them? Is it interactive for them? Does it give them an opportunity to have fun? And does it motivate them? Is it purposeful for them? And you know what? This is even more important on the iPad, because the iPad has opened up a whole new world. There's heaps of things that they can do on the iPad. So what's going to stop them just simply clicking on out of whatever they're in, just like I've done now, navigating their way straight into their kids' games and straight into Angry Birds? What's going to stop them doing that? Okay, because they can. Things are at their fingertips now, and they could very quickly learn that they can get straight into that Angry Birds whenever they want. Okay, so I have a couple of solutions to this. I probably don't have all of the answers to it, definitely, but if we want to use the iPad with Proloquo on it, and that the primary goal for this whole tool is for communication, then you really need to consider as a team limiting entertainment apps and music videos. Okay, we don't want them on there so much so that it takes away from our primary goal of encouraging and developing communication, because then there's just no point. And remember, just as I said, that Proloquo will be successful if the activities and the communication opportunities that you have within it are motivating and interesting for the person that you're working with. They will be engaged and see the benefit and the value of using Proloquo for communication. So let's now, I'm going to whiz through a couple of my favorite tips when we're using Proloquo, and that'll be done for this first section, this introductory section. So let's go find Proloquo. Okay, anybody see it? What's going on? Oh, you know what? There is my first mistake. I have got my Proloquo hidden away amongst a whole lot of other things. I need to get that out of there and put it somewhere that I'm going to find it easily. And you know how I'm going to do that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Proloquo until it starts jiggling. You've probably done this before. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drag it down onto my bottom toolbar. If I plant that there, and in fact all of the other stuff that's down there, you know, I don't really need any of that happening. So I'm just going to put all of that across away. And now, there we go. That's exactly what we want. Now, no matter what page I'm on of my apps, Proloquo is planted firmly down the bottom there, as it should be, because that's my most important app, because that's the one that I use for communication. Let's go and have a look at it now. So when we're looking at this Proloquo page, you'll see mine is very different. I have spent that time, as I said, customizing it and programming it to do things that I need it to do. So if you can see, look, I have a great job. If you go into my Amanda page, I get to play games and toys and sing songs and read books and maybe do a little bit of work. I have a great job, don't I? But you can see I've spent the time customizing this so it has exactly the messages that I want it to say in here. All right. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do is when you come into Proloquo, I don't really think you can break anything. I don't think you're going to do any long-term permanent damage. Just start pushing the buttons and exploring and seeing what happens when you click on things and open up things.
Categories.
Go in and have a look. That's the speaker system. That the voice doesn't usually have such brilliant stutter as that. Okay, so go
Animals. Birds. Budgerigar.
Okay, go in.
Budgerigar.
Push the buttons. Have a look. See what they do. Okay, because that is how you're going to learn your way around. So we have the message window. That's right up the top there. Down the bottom is your bottom toolbar. When the house is on there, anytime I click on that house down the bottom, that takes me straight back to my home page. And I know I'm on my home page because it tells me there in that black toolbar along the middle there. It tells me the page name that I'm on. We've got other things that it does. We have an edit button, which is the pencil, which we can go into and lets us edit and make changes. And very importantly, this A, B button here takes us to our options menu, which we're going to have a look at later in the webinar series. Okay, so you can't make any damage there. Just have a play, push on the buttons, have an explore, see what they do. That's no problems at all. One of the things that I'm often asked is about what pictures should we be using, and I know that a lot of schools may come from places where they've used a particular symbol set for many years, and I don't see any problem trying to incorporate some of that into Proloquo. Now, really though, we want our kids to be flexible.
I want
We want them,
something to eat.
okay?
Fruit.
We want them to recognize a banana, whether it's
Banana.
that banana or a photo of a banana or a banana from a different symbol set. We want them to be able to recognize that no matter what form it comes in. That lets them be flexible. But I guess there are some keywords that they might use that you might want to keep consistent. And I think if
Keywords.
you have a look, you can see here that the symbols that I've used quite a lot in another way, I've taken photos of them and included them
More.
on there quite easily. And that's so easy to do. In fact, I can do it right now. So let's go
Different
in.
images.
Let's have a look at some of the different images we can do. So I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to add an item and I'm going to write the word help. And down here in this add a photo or a symbol, I'm going to click on that and it gives me the option that I can just take a picture. So right here and now I'm going to take a picture of the symbol for help that I usually use. Okay, so excuse the cord going there. Take the picture, there we go, move it into the box, use it, add it, done. Okay, so that really didn't take me very long.
Help.
And now I've got the picture for help that I have as the symbol card in my classroom that I've been using for the last 5 years, so that I'm not giving him, the person I'm working with, different images to work with. Now you don't have to do that for everything, but some key words, it might be really useful to do that. I also, of course, I'm a good Aussie, I need to have some Vegemite. So let's go and find our Vegemite. Here we go, I've just gone into Google Images, I've typed in the word Vegemite, and then straight away I'm just going to hold down on the picture of Vegemite there, and it comes up and says Save Image. I'm going to click that and say, yep, save that image of Vegemite for me, thanks very much, I love it. I'll go back into my Proloquo. I'm going to do the same thing that I just did. I'm going to go into Edit, I'm going to plus it, add it, I'm going to type in the word Vegemite. We're going fast on this, I hope you're keeping up. I'm going to add a photo or a symbol. This time, instead of taking a picture like I did last time, I'm going to choose the middle button, which is to choose a picture, and there in my camera roll is my Vegemite. There it is. And I'm going to use that, and I'm going to add it, and now done. Vegemite is right there straight away for me to use. Okay? So how easy was that? Take a photo or copy a photo straight from the internet and you've got so many other images that you can add. Of course though, Proloquo has
Categories.
stacks and stacks and stacks of perfect, great symbol sticks, symbols there that are automatically in the symbol bank, and we're going to certainly be looking at that a lot more. Okay, my last top tip that I want to share with you today is that sometimes in the classroom
Amanda.
I might be doing an activity,
Do some work.
like
Read a book.
we're reading a book,
Walking in the garden.
like walking in the garden. And I've got my iPad set up here with the vocab I need for interacting in the book, walking in the garden. But I might want the other kids in the classroom to have a paper activity, a paper copy of this activity. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to really easily take a photo screenshot of this page. Now to do that, I hold down my square home button and click the power button, and I know that that was hard for you to see and hear perhaps, but it actually just took a photo then and it sent it to my camera roll. So now that photo is in my camera roll. So now I can just print out that photo and I'm going to have myself a board. Okay, so you can see here I've got the photo of it. So I've taken that screen capture of my Proloquo page and now I'm ready to go. I've got my iPad electronic version, but I've also got a paper backup copy of it as well. And I think that's a really, really important tip and a fantastic one for quickly making up those low-tech resources that we well might want to use to go with our high-tech options. All right, so what have we looked at? We've looked at our top tips in this introduction about locking the Proloquo app to your bottom toolbar. Talked about the many different picture options that you have with taking photos and using internet images. I've just shown you now how to take a screenshot of the activities that you're using so you can make printable activities as well. And remember, as I said, explore Proloquo and get to know what each feature does. And really importantly, let me just finish by saying, make sure you plan and individualize your communications set and make sure you make it fun and interesting. Okay, I really hope that you have found this introductory video valuable. And if you are interested in purchasing the full 1-hour version of it, of Proloquo2Go, making it work for you, I know you want to, you simply need to click on the Buy Now button. And then in just a few clicks, you'll have access to viewing the video online. And also, you can even download it onto your computer so you can watch it at a later time. That sounds pretty handy to me. So, what can you look forward to? What's coming up in the rest of the webinar? First, we're going to do backup and file sharing. I'm going to show you a few tips about backing up so that we can do file sharing and restoring easily. We're also going to look at how we can maximize all the options that we have available to us in Proloquo. Also, section 4 is going to cover all the ideas for vocab selection and design, including how to make those edits and changes that you need to do. Section 5 will be on typing and the other views that we have available to us within Proloquo. We have so many options, it's just fantastic. And then lastly, we're going to finish up about how we're going to protect the page sets and protect the work that we've done on Proloquo, and that's going to be using the restrictions section. So I really hope that you will join me in this webinar. Thank you.